Are you being honest with yourself? Are you authentically embodying who you really are behind the scenes, without the masks, without the layers of fakeness and inauthenticity that have been shed onto you throughout your entire existence? Are you being you? Are you living as that? How is that affecting your current reality? Is that hurting or is it helping you? And how is this inhibiting you from really dreaming as big as you're meant to dream in this life? All of those innate desires that live within you, that you know are truth, that you know are what you're here to do. There's a reason why they're there. And all of these desires that are deep down there, if they're not fulfilled, the things that you feel so deeply called towards, there's either two options. You either fulfill the desire or you die with it unfulfilled. And when you die with a deep soul desire unfulfilled, you may end up spending your entire life not being in complete alignment with who you really are because you are not being honest with yourself. And the first step is truly taking a look at your shortcomings. Are you doom scrolling all the time? Are you not getting enough sleep? Are you spending time with people who don't truly make you feel optimistic and loving for the world, and who inspire you, and who make you feel good, and who also challenge you in amazing ways? Truly taking a look at your habits. What is holding you back? And what things are you saying throughout your day that are hurting you? What kind of sentences, what phrases, what beliefs? Do you constantly have a dialogue running through your head of a victim mentality, that this life was hard and there's nothing I can do to get out of this pattern or this kind of life that I'm living, that we're just destined for a specific type of life based on how we grew up, when that's simply not the truth? We are the ones creating our reality. And everything on the outside perspective of us is a reflection of our internal being and our internal state of reality. So what can you let go of that isn't serving you? Really take your time and connect with this question. What beliefs, thoughts, friends, relationships, what is not serving you in your life? The environment you're in. Maybe you're living in a place that you just absolutely cannot handle or you despise of. You don't like where you live. If you don't like where you live, I know sometimes the outside external circumstances can really make it seem like it's completely out of realm for us, but I promise you 98% of the time, 99% of the time, you can make it work and you can figure something out and you can leave. And you have the choice to change your external reality and also your internal reality. How do you want to choose to see people in this world? Do you want to choose to believe that people are good? Because when we choose to believe people are good, that's what starts to amplify in our reality. If we choose to believe that all people are bad, that's what we are going to see. Same thing with if we believe that life is hard, that it's difficult to find someone that we love, it's difficult to make friends, it's difficult to make money, whatever it is, when we affirm that, that's what's going to show up in our external reality. And so, how can we affirm that life is good for us? Life is always working out for us. The more that we affirm this, even if we sound kind of crazy, even if it sounds kind of ridiculous, you can kind of make your way up to it. It's easy for me to have fun and then start having fun a bit more in whatever practices you do to have fun, like painting or dancing or whatnot, and using that affirmation when you're already having fun or when you just had fun or whatnot, and working your way up to it. It's easy for me to have fun, and the more you have fun, the easier it is for you to have fun. And same thing with making money. Like, it's easy for me to make X amount of money. Then making your way up so your subconscious believes it more, and it's easy for you to see it on an external level when there's that believability staircase as well. So making your way up and really connecting to that true, authentic version of you. And something that really helps me is connecting with my younger versions of myself. So the younger versions of myself, my little kid version, loved to paint, and she loved to play mermaids and to be in the ocean, to be in the sand, play in the sand. And when I paint and I connect with the ocean, I feel like I'm connecting with who I really am. And I'm connecting and embodying the truth within me. And the more I do that, the more I get inspired to create and to be who I really am. I just tap into my embodiment of truth. And something that has really helped me with connecting with myself now on a deeper, more authentic level is asking my own mother what I was like when I was younger. What were the things that I liked to do for fun? What were the foods I liked to eat? And then going and connecting with those creative outlets, and then also going and eating those foods that I used to eat when I was younger, and just really allowing myself to journal on who I was when I was younger and how that's similar to who I am today, what parts may have been lost in the process, what is authentic to me right now that wasn't authentic to me then, and just really integrating that younger version of ourselves with that version of ourselves now, and really getting to know them and cultivating a relationship with those younger versions of ourselves, because those younger versions of ourselves are us and they live within us, and that 7-year-old version of you is you right now. And when we can tap into those younger versions of ourselves' desires, needs, and wants in our lives, then we can connect to what our true desires and needs and wants are today. And so what do they need to be more supported on in this life? Do they need to be listened to? Do they need to be heard? Those might be values that you need in friendships and relationships more cultivated. And also asking yourself honestly and authentically, what are you not hearing from them? What are you not listening to them about? And really taking your time and allowing that younger version of ourselves to speak to us. And really allowing that to come through. And journaling or voice memoing, allowing that version of ourselves to come up through words. Where do they need support? And how can you support them currently? And now it comes to the part in asking, who is that 2.0 version of ourselves? Who is the authentic, highest version of ourselves? What are they doing? Who are they being? Who do they surround themselves with? What kind of words are they using? And how do they think? How do they act? How do they feel? Where do they live? And once you connect your version of yourself now with that version of your highest self, you can kind of bridge the gap by making it known that this is the version of your highest self that you wish to embody, and kind of going backwards on that. So, for example, if you want to live in a certain place, you see your highest version of yourself living in a certain place, how can you make steps to live there as soon as possible? Or if you want to start feeling a certain way, how can you take steps to feeling that way now? If you want to feel happy and joyful, how can you create more joy in your life? If you want a different internal dialogue, how can you create that for yourself? How can you speak to yourself more kindly and whatnot? And to really amplify the gap that we're bridging these two realities together, these two versions of ourselves together, what I like to do is I like to voice memo or journal with this embodiment of who I am by really going into detail on what kind of life I'm living, who I am, how I act, what kind of thoughts I have, how I smile, how I hold myself, what kind of friends do I have, and really bridging the gap with the ability to tap into that version of myself now. And knowing that that version of ourselves lives within us and also lives within this external reality. It's here and it's ready to be tapped into when you accept it and when you're open to it and when you get used to it, when you get comfortable with feeling, thinking, and acting a certain way and embodying your most true, authentic self without all of these layers of society pushed onto us that aren't ours. All of these things, all of the noise. And so when you allow yourself to voice memo or journal this, really get into the flow of feeling what it feels like to be you, because that's you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I make videos every single Tuesday on the topics of self-help, spirituality, self-development, and more. And I look forward to connecting with you. Thank you so much. Bye.